Good evening, Dragon Warrior Randomizer fans. Welcome to tonight's quad race action in the 2026 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer Tournament. We have group action out of Rimmelder across the top. It'll be Angel FM versus Artorious 308. And across the bottom in the Breckenridge group, it'll be ic10as versus Edge. Hi, everybody. I'm DK9146. Alongside me in the booth tonight, Destiny of a Dragon Warrior. How you doing, Destiny?
Hey DK, I'm doing great. We are approaching the final week of group races here, kind of kicking it off here on this Sunday evening. A pair of races. This will be two separate races playing the same seed. We'll see shortly what kind of starting stats we have and if we have any starting spells. And once we get instructions from the king and start the proceedings, see what kind of items we begin with. Randomized map, all the good standard flags that we are accustomed to here in the summer tournament.
Yeah, this should be a pretty fun one here, and like you noted, it is two separate 1v1s, but we are all running the same seed, so it should be pretty exciting. We'll see how everybody does, and as we can see there on stream, Hurtmore level 1, we could possibly have a quick start to this.
Oh, wow. Well, a lot of people think that Hurtmore level 1 Hurtmore seeds are easy, quote unquote, but from a competitive perspective, I think they're challenging because they tend to be very fast. There's just no margin for error. Any little inefficiency, any bad piece of RNG can completely change the tide of the race as we get started. Angel FM at 4-0, trying to lock up the number 1 seed. Artorious 308, 1-1, trying to pile up some more wins. ic10as at 0-3, not mathematically eliminated. Edge playing for some pride tonight.
Yeah, exactly. So a little bit of something in everyone's options here. You know, even Edge out of it already can still play spoilers. Angel FM doing us a service here, playing the fairy flute for the king. Unfortunately, nothing happened.
Flute start so we can flute the golems to sleep and not cast Hurtmore on them. Swamp start right around Tantagel. ic10as finds a wolf but gets back attacked, and with the loss of HP out of the swamp tiles takes a death. Artorious does the same thing. Angel takes down a poltergeist for our first level 2.
Oh, baby, that's some strength. 19-0-3-0 outside, but yeah, great first enemy, but the ambushes killing a couple of the runners here. We had a town there I missed down in the bottom right.
So even though we started with Hurtmore, I think a healing spell is going to be much desired to kick things off with so much swamp tiles right around Tantagel.
Oh, baby, just outside of Cantlin there. Arbor Knights, not exactly who we're looking for right now.
Cantlin to the south. Artorious finds another town to the... Oh, no, that is the same town. That is Cantlin. Okay, so it's kind of north and hooks around, it seems.
So we're going to see some stats coming in real quick here for the runners as we get a double level for ic10as. Scorpion's going to take Angel out. Edge gets ambushed by the Rogue Scorpion, which would have been really juicy if you could have gotten that. And yeah, so we'll try and keep up with all the level ups here. We got Artorious up to level 4 now.
Looks like a decent MP boost there at level 4 with a maximum MP of 20. That's 4 Hurtmores that can get cast. Edge is the last player here on screen getting its first defeats to get out of level 1, but with Hurtmore, the XP lead, if we're looking at 50 here, 100 there, is going to be pretty meaningless with being able to catch up and take down enemies quickly.
Yeah, for sure. Meanwhile, ic10as gets a Rogue Scorpion down here. It's going to jump straight to level 5. We'll see if he's able to continue that. He's going to throw out the Repel spell, which he just picked up, and sees another. Does he get to go? He gets first action again.
Unfortunately, another death for Edge, still trying to get out of level 1. Looks like Artorious has found some hills to grind in. Same with Angel. They might be right in the same spot there in some hills to the northwest. And Red Dragon greets ic10as, going to send him home. Red Dragon with Hurtmore. And the same Red Dragon takes out Edge in the bottom race.
Well, a couple Red Dragons, that's nice. ic10as at least got knowledge of a spell from the Red Dragon. We did not see it on Edge's side, it's just Bite more. But Angel's going to find us another town as soon as he survives a Wraith.
Perhaps survives a Wraith. 1 HP, gonna land the Hurtmore. get level 5 and take a peek at what this town is.
Yeah, meanwhile, ic10as right back down in the same zone here. Gonna keep killing rogue scorpions. It's gonna be level 6 for him. Found him a nice little place there. And we got, it's Breck.
I guess it's a quick, cheap in stay, and out probably goes Angel, unless it looks to spend that 86 gold. Nope, headed right back out. Got hurt more, don't need to be putzing around with leather armor or any of the weak items that could potentially be bought. And with the hurt more on the Magician, Edge finally gets out of level 1. Welcome to the game, Edge.
Yeah, sometimes RNG gets you a little bit, but he finally gets moving there. Angel manages to live through a wizard, gets to another wraith. He started the walk out here wanting to look for the wraith, but then the wizard's kind of tainted that zone. He's going to push on.
Watching ic10as here. Oh, I was going to say ic10as is potentially going to be the first player to get to level 7, but got ambushed by that rogue scorpion.
Yeah, I mean, it's a volatile zone when the rogue scorpion with that much agility is your target, but it's been working out. We got a cave over here for Angel on the far coast.
And it's the Staff of Rain trade-in cave. Will be useful down the road once we have that silver harp, but not immediately useful. Artorious hits level 6 here. It looks like Edge found Breckenary. We will get a peek at the shop, and not much doing there.
Yeah, Breck being even worse than normal. Well, we'll see how this all goes. It's like we said, with Hurtmore starts, you're going to have a lot of action early. That Magic Wyvern for Angel, very, very nice experience. So yeah, we're going to see a lot of volatility, a lot of various variance between the runners as it'll stabilize probably at about 3 or 4 levels.
For what it's worth, ic10as was able to land a stop spell on the Red Dragon.
I like that he threw that. That's a great call there. You're almost assuredly not going to run from that thing, and you might as well get some knowledge.
Artorious doing some herb shopping in Cantlin. Angel got sent back home. ic10as get the Portuguese running away right on the cusp of level 7. Edge finds a green dragon, but gets sent home.
Yeah, Edge getting ambushed a ton down there. Meanwhile, there is level 7 for ic10as. Green dragon with DL2 breath, by the way, but we get another 11 power, 3 agility, 1 hit point, 5 magic at 7.
So that's a good amount of MP with Hurtmore. The HP growth has not been impressive. 38 HP at level 7. You'd be hoping for more HP to survive some of the Sharlock enemies that we've seen and use Hurtmore on them.
Yeah, precisely. Especially having to walk through all these swamp tiles when you come out and the lack of healing. So no heals yet. The only healing we got available to us are those herbs if you are so inclined to purchase them. And both runners on the right side died of red enemies throwing Hurtmore. One the Magic Draki, one that Red Dragon. We are getting a little bit of something looked here as well for ic10as. He's checking out Breckenary. Angel nearing level 7. And Edge finally getting a few kills here. This Metal Scorpion will get the jump on him, but he'll kill it for another 31 experience.
Yeah, if Edge can take down some of these early Hurtmore enemies, he'll be right back into things with ic10as. ic10as did pick up a little bit of defense, a leather armor and a dragon scale.
Yeah, I mean, some defense is better than none, I guess. He equips the dragon scale, then resells it right back to the guy. That's pretty funny. Level 7 there for Angel. Does get the Hurtmore for Edge on the green dragon, but unfortunately 60 not enough to take it out. And here comes level 7 for Artorious.
Edge is really having a rough go of the luck and the RNG so far.
Yeah, and Ed's usually on mic on his stream. I'm sure he's got a few choice words right now for sure. I haven't watched him a few times, so good times had by none for him down there. Meanwhile, we'll see if Artorious found him a zone. I've seen him going back and forth in this desert a few times now, so oh yeah, a Druid Lord, not too bad for where we're at.
Better than the Poltergeist in the hills zone. Angel takes down a werewolf over in some hills or desert areas. Everyone looking for that good early Hurtmore grind.
And that Axonite will do it. There's level 8 for Angel, so a couple big pickups on experience here. And level 8 going to come in with 19 more power, 1 hit point, or 2 hit points, 1 agility, 12 more magic, still no healing.
This is what we call a glass cannon, right? You have all of the strength, you've got Hurtmore. Unfortunately, you only have 40 HP and you start in the middle of a bunch of swamp.
Yeah, I mean, we got that conveniently located Cantlin up there to be able to buy some herbs. Angel's going to have some cash on him now there after having killed some decent enemies. Artorious, I've seen pick up some herbs as well, so that might be a good stop for them as they head out. But we'll see who takes advantage of that.
This time, Edge falls to the Green Dragon because of an ambush. Didn't even get a chance to try a Hurtmore. Artorious heading back to those hills just a little bit northwest of Start to grind some of those Zone 2 enemies, Metal Scorpions and the like. Let's see where Angel is headed. Over to Cantlin. Yep, like you said, maybe doing a little bit of shopping. Has enough for a chainmail, or perhaps stocking up on herbs. Or going to spend 100 of that gold at the inn. Okay.
Yeah, he was only down 5 MP, but he was down a bunch of HP. I guess he could have stayed at the end for 100 or just topped that off with an herb, to be quite honest. But he's going to herb up. I think that's the right call. The chainmail is going to do trivial amount of defense for you when you're just one-shotting 2/3 of the enemies you're running into. So we'll see how that works out for him. So far for ic10as, the Wraith zone outside of Breck is paying off, even though we know there is a wizard at least in that zone. Edge finally getting a little bit of experience going for him here, and Artorious nearing level 8 at this point.
Nobody told Artorious that poltergeists are the worst?
Yeah, that's probably why he blew it up. I applaud him, to be quite honest. Get that guy out of this game.
Ambush from the Axe Knight on Angel. Doesn't take them down, though. Throws a Hurtmore. And was enough. Wow, the other side of the RNG there from Angel FM. Able to take down the Axe Knight and herbing up and continuing to grind. That's the benefit of the herbs. You don't take a death and waste time getting sent back home if you could stay alive and keep on fighting.
Yeah, meanwhile, ic10as got the 3 and 16 miss of a Hurtmore on this Wraith Knight. Then got into a loop with trying to herb up and getting hit for too much, but does manage to get him taken down. And it's going to go do another top off. Edge passing the Brecconary area right now. Sees the Mighty Slime. And that skeleton for Angel's going to be level 9.
$20 more power? 20 more power.
What on earth is happening right now? So Angel's found the zone. It's still very volatile because of the lack of healing and the lack of HP, but he is definitely gaining some decent experience here. Getting really lucky, to be quite honest, nailing all these one-shots on Axe Knights. It is not a guarantee to go down in one.
About time Angel FM gets some luck in this game. Artorious did purchase a chainmail out of Brecconary and didn't help him survive the wizard, gets sent back home. And it looks like ic10as also sent back home. Edge catching up a bit, just hit level 7, has taken down some good enemies, found a good zone in some forest tiles, but it's got those perfect mid-game Hurtmore enemies. Just took down a Druid Lord. Exploring a little bit to the southeast, this might have been around where Angel had died previously, although don't trust me to know what the map looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be real hard to watch 4 streams and kind of make a mental map of it. That wizard, DL2, so that'll be something we'll have to try and remember, whether we can repel it or not if it is in Sherlock. Not something you want to run into otherwise. But yeah, we're not finding a whole lot out here on the map, even for those that are pressing out. We're seeing a lot of empty areas, so it looks like we have to go a little further out if we're going to find actual locations.
It didn't feel like Tantasia was right on a coast, but it could be near a coast. And whenever I see a town near a coast like that, it means there's going to be a lot of walking in the seed. Ooh, Artorious finds a new town. It's the town of Cole, baby.
Well, will Cole be useful for a change, or is it going to be a disappointment like it normally is? Well, I mean, music, we know where to turn that in, so it's useful eventually.
Harp, flute, we've got the whole band in tow already.
Yeah, the music. This is the musical seed, that is for sure. So there's Sharlock right next door to Cole. So at least there's a nice place to top off right before we go in. Angel's still going to just keep grinding. ic10as likes his desert here. He's going to keep grinding, get level 9 off this wolf. And Edge been catching up. He's found himself some good enemies as he's been moving around. Only a little over 300 outside of the ic10as there, and hits level 8.
And with all of these Sharlock enemies ambushing our players, we've seen a lot of deaths, even with trying to... You stock up on herbs, and you get ambushed and hit for 30-something and 40-something, and you get sent home before even having a chance to run or throw a hurt more.
Yeah, I thought we were going to finally get a nothing burger level here at level 10 for Angel. It was 11013, so we did get a moderate MP gain, but the HP is still stagnant, no healing. But we're right outside Gatlin. He just tops off, and it's going to go right back out.
If this type of stat gain continues, if we have very high strength and high MP as we approach endgame decisions, this could be an interesting Sharlock dive with low agility and low HP.
Yeah, you'll love to see it. Armor Knight ambushes with 41 HP max, not an ideal scenario.
Edge picks up a little bit of defense in the chainmail from Brackenary. Armor Knight sends Angel home. Artorious sticking on the slow and steady grind here on the Zone 2 enemies rather than the risky Sharlock enemies.
Yeah, and it's been interesting watching that. I mean, we do see a significant HP or XP advantage for Angel right now. And that's all experience that Artorious is going to have to catch up to at some point. Angel's been pressing into the harder enemies, so we'll see what happens. The top race there is separate from the bottom race for those that may have just joined us. Angel FM's taking on Artorious in the Rimmler group, and Angel locks up a #1 seed if he is to win the night. Artorious needs to win to have the option to get a #1 seed since he's already got a loss.
ic10as stocking up on Fairy Waters. We've seen some players do that. We do have the Repel spell, but those Fairy Waters could come into play. A couple of different situations you could use Fairy Waters, not only to repel, but keep your inventory full so you're not picking up cursed belts and torches and other unwanted items, and you're prepared for possible repelling in Sharlock or just using them on the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, ic10as getting trolled by an NPC when he went to go top off here made me laugh a little bit. Angel finds Cole, gets his harp as well. So he's pressing out now a little bit after getting level 10, sees Sharlock. We'll see if he can make it a little further. We know we died pretty quickly when we were up here previously.
I don't know what else is in that zone, but that Knight from Angel there is a delicious enemy at this point, and a Wraith as well. And
Yeah,
Magic
yeah.
Wyvern for ic10as.
Exactly.
Another
They're all
delicious.
over the place.
So there are some nasties near home. You've got the Red Dragon. You got a Wizard that's not easy to take right now, but a lot of good Hurtmore enemies if you find the right zone.
Yeah, exactly. And ic10as playing with fire literally. They're going to find the Staff Cave, but does take down a Green Dragon. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Seems like the Armor Knight's pretty standard. He's just won every time we've seen him. We got a Hurtmore Red Dragon. We got DL2 Green Dragons and Wizards. So Sharlock could be a little fun once we get in there and see what we're dealing with.
Not a Sharlock enemy, but we just saw on Edge's screen that the Knight has DL2 Breath as well, so that makes the Knight a more volatile Hurtmore target.
Yeah, this game's messing with them. It's once one or two enemies get something, it seems like the majority of them have it, and yeah, that's no fun at all. ic10as is going to throw another stop spell. This time, no effect on the Red Dragon. Gets taken down in one swing.
So the Red Dragons have some degree of stop spell resistance. Whenever we see a spell or ability like a Hurtmore like that, also calls into question, do they perhaps have heal or heal more? We won't find that out until we try to fight one down.
Well, I mean, a couple deaths here, some people back near start. Edge taking the southern route past Sharlock, going to miss Cole. He'll see that eventually. Does show us there's just an empty desert to the east of that, though. Well, ic10as is doing a little shopping, taking a look at what's available. He's only got a couple hundred gold. Meanwhile, the other 3 runners all out on the overworld. Edge and Angel in a very similar area here near Sharlock. Unsure exactly where Artorious is, but he is also finding nothing, a whole lot of nothing out here.
I never know where Artorious is. Did see a wyvern there on Artorius' screen. That's another pretty good Hurtmore target at this point.
And ic10as is going to take down an Armor Knight. Only gets hit for 28, left him with 1 HP. There's level 10 for him. Angel, if he can get this Armor Knight down, would be level 11, and he does nail both of them. So there's 11 coming in for Angel.
Do we get more strength? We do. 3, 4, 3, 5. Modest gains in each category. So what is that now? 44 maximum HP?
Yeah, HP is disgusting, and I think more notably as well, still no healing. All them spells came so quick, and both heals continue to elude the runners.
You know, that's right. That's going to take a lot of time if they continue to stock up on herbs like ic10as is. The decision to keep going into the town and stock up on herbs, or you just wing it and take the death and keep on pressing and hope that heal comes at some point soon. Could be heal or could be heal more. You've got 2 healing spells we're waiting on. Can learn them anytime between here and level 16. Level 16 is where we're guaranteed to max out all spells.
We got simultaneous Armor Knights on the left side. The difference is ic10as got first action. Angel got ambushed, and he'll be back in Tantajul here in a moment. That's another 172 for ic10as. Artorious pressing out into an area I haven't quite seen yet. Looks west coastish, and maybe might open up again. Who knows? Nope, dead end.
Yeah, Edge was catching up on ic10as on the experience for a little while, and is still within reach. You know, 800 experience isn't a tremendous gap at this point, but ic10as getting those 2 Armor Knights down was quite a benefit. Big jump in experience there.
Yeah, that's just good RNG, just as is one-shotting a werewolf and living with 12 HP at the time. So, I don't know, we'll see what happens here. I mean, there's still so much volatility in this seed. We've barely found anything, as you can see by the items being tracked. Top race, both runners have their harp out of cold. Bottom race, both have just missed cold, with Edge having been right near it. It's just behind Sharlock, but he'll see that soon enough, most likely, if he goes back that direction. But we're just finding nothing of note, but a lot of hurtmoreable enemies around.
Yeah, we're still waiting on keys. We have no cursed belt information. We haven't seen what's in the Tantajul treasury or underneath. The only cave that we've seen is the Staff of Rain trade-in.
Angel finding that Knight DL2. Meanwhile, level 11 here for ic10as. He found that desert where Angel was grinding and has just decided to go ahead and set up shop here. And I'll be honest, I can't blame him. Low HP, no healing. You don't have a lot of survivability on this overworld. You might as well stay near start. If you're going to keep dying, you might as well have to walk a screen or 2.
Yeah, if you're compelled to press exploration, you got to think about what am I going to potentially find that's going to immediately help me. Erdrick's armor could help for the defense and the heal walking and reduce damage to the fire attacks, but that's really about it. Erdrick's sword isn't going to even be a big help at this point with the low HP and casting all of the Hurtmores, and you find, a death necklace or an Erdrick's token. Well, that's not going to help you immediately, so you may as well hang out in a relatively safe, consistent zone and pile on the experience until you have survivability beyond 40 HP.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But, I love watching. That's what's the best thing about watching this, is watching everybody's different thoughts on how they should go about it. Unfortunately, Angel goes back out, gets ambushed by an Armor Knight, doesn't even bother this time, just going to swing and take the death. Didn't even try the run. We're getting more herbs for ic10as here, most likely going to go back out the grind. So about an 1,100 experience point lead for him. Angel's about 1,000, about 800 right now over Artorious. With very similar knowledge. I think Angel may have seen some parts of this map Artorious hasn't seen, but I believe Artorious has definitely seen some parts Angel hasn't seen, but Artorious back in the grind.
You know, after seeing that ambush again from the Armor Knight on Angel, we really have a three-edged attack here on having low HP. You've got low HP to start with, and then we have no healing spell up to this point at level 11, and we have low agility, so you're going to be frequently back attacked and barely have a shot if you get back attacked, even if you survive. If you're relying on 2 Hurtmores or a Hurtmore in a swing to take down a Sharlock enemy, the fight's over.
Or you just do what ic10as is and just keep going first and have the Armor Knight keep low rolling you. That is another nice fight there. He's going to have the overall XP lead on stream right now and continuing the grind. We're going to definitely see level 12 out of him before he leaves this desert. Angel right behind him in the top race. We'll see 12 soon as well, but is continuing to press. Artorious trying to kill stuff here in this desert. The Green Dragon, as we know, is a little scary, and Edge finding a dead end here that we saw a few minutes ago on another stream.
Oh, I love what ic10as just did. Use Fairy Water on the second shot on the werewolf. 0 chance of dodging a Fairy Water strike. That's another advantage of piling up on Fairy Waters. You could use them in a fight like that against a dodgy enemy like the werewolf and the Demon Knight.
Yeah, definitely a good follow-up. Although at 93 strength, we can still do some okay damage without a weapon. Angel finds out Magic Wyverns have sleep and gets slept and wrecked.
No shortage of spells and abilities on the enemies in this seed, it seems.
Yeah, they're definitely a little mad at us tonight, or at least at the runners. I think the chat might be enjoying it, and as I noted earlier, good luck, chat. Because the runners deserve what they get for playing this game. the chat's here for the entertainment, and we're going to entertain you.
This might be Edge's first time in the town of Cole, gonna pick up Silver Harp.
Yep, he was just south of it earlier, so I'm glad he did come back through this area. And he'll have that information. Don't think he's seen the West Coast yet, where the Staff Cave is located, but not entirely necessary as of yet. And looks like Angel's in an area I don't recognize, so maybe we'll see something soon. In fact, we see a cave just across the bridge, and stepped away for 20 minutes. Went unearthing these stats. These heroes have not skipped their workouts. They are very strong people. They are just very sickly, and that's why our hit points are very low and no healing. But we got Mountain Cave.
5 chests potentially here for Angel. A lot of interesting possibilities. I think keys would be the biggest find at this point.
This kill is going to leave Angel just short of the level, and ic10as is going to get the level off of this Armor Knight. So here comes level 12.
These Armor Knight kills by ic10as have been wild. 3, 7, 3, 2. Well, that's a nice little bump in agility, but again, not much help in HP yet.
Yep, the HP is still lacking, and the healing spells will continue to be hidden.
Alright, Angel hits level 12 now, exploring Mountain Cave.
Yeah, ran into an Axe Knight. A little bit of Sharlock in this basement zone. Just a reminder that the basement zone shares the top floor of Grave Zone, so we'll see these same enemies potentially once we find the grave. Gets to the top chest here. We're going to get a Fighter's Ring. We're going to get a Fairy Water. We're going to put the Fighter's Ring on. Look at us.
Oh, thank goodness. We really needed that 2 additional attack power. We're going to go down and see chest 2, I call it, in Mountain Cave, because Angel and Artorious go the wrong way, in my opinion, in Mountain Cave. And it's a belt.
Yeah, look, it's shorter the way they go, less steps overall. But if you don't know the zone and you feel like you could die, the down chest is a little faster. Try and guarantee yourself the second one. But we get a key at the very end. And now Angel is thinking about outside, and I think he's just going to take a Death Warp, and evidently there's Armor Knights in here as well.
Was that commentator's blessing? Called it a key there. Okay, so that's going to potentially open up a lot of different things. We're going to get coordinates from seeing, we know where Cantland is, so of course we're going to see the treasury and what is underneath Tantagel. Probably going to get all of those checks right now. And if there is a gold chest in the Tantagel treasury, it will be glitched after clearing Mountain Cave, and we'll be able to open up a gold grind if Angel is so inclined.
Yeah, and Angel's usually rude to us. He'll open all 4 chests without checking his inventory and then check his inventory afterwards, so we won't know what chest is what. We'll see if that's the trend he continues. Red Dragon, no effect for ic10as. He tried again, so they can have as high as 9 out of 16 resist. We don't want to look yet because some of the runners haven't even seen them quite as of yet or seen that spell, but I'm guessing it's probably a little high. Here comes the treasury check.
Ball of light, game over. All right, we're done. Have a good night, everyone.
Oh, that was actually the stick. We got gold grind in the bottom left. We got Erdrick's sword because we have all the offense now, and that was something. I think it was the death necklace.
I believe so. Okay, so Angel is grinding the gold, got Erdrick's sword, got death necklace. This is quite an impressive treasury. What are our ratings on that treasury? Is that a 9 out of 10? 10 out of 10?
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It gave us really good information, a gold grind. It gave us the Raw and Erdrick's piece for what we really could benefit from right now. But it's nice to at least have one of them. But the death necklace kind of spits in your face when you have 47 max HP. It's not on the horizon of being used and absolutely never going to be necessary with us already being 138 attack power.
Man, DK, what a buzzkill.
Heck, I could go with chat. 5 out of 10 in chat. I see a 5 out of 10 in there. You know, I gave it an 8, and it was a rounded up 8. I was leaning kind of like 7.5.
I would expect that out of beta, though. Meanwhile, we've got Edge piling up on some herbs in the Brecconary shop. Is just hit level 11, so about a full level XP difference between ic10as and Edge in the bottom race. Artorious trying to run from the Red Dragon and does. Artorious is pretty close to level 12, another couple of enemies away if it can escape from these reds. Oh, and he cannot.
Yeah, he went into this desert of sadness over here where we've seen a few people go over there. Luckily, it's a dead end, and we want to go back there again. Hopefully, he got full knowledge of that, but that place is sad. Lots of Red Dragons.
Angel's going to do some shopping, see what items are available. Magic armor, the best armor that can be purchased. Might be looking for silver shield here in the locked shop, and then probably going to get a check on the coordinates. Although he's going to have to burn a lot of herbs to do that, you know, maybe Angel is going to hold off on checking coordinates. What do you think?
Oh, no, you herb up and you get these cords. If the cords are the armor, and he's wanting to push exploration like he is, you want to get this right away. I mean, it's only 3 herbs, maybe 4.
Stays at the end, gonna buy some herbs. We'll see if he checks the coordinates. Double Red Dragon fights on the right side. Edge unable to get away, gets sent back home again. Wow, Edge is really piling up the deaths on the death counter. ic10as finally falls victim to an Armor Knight. ic10as had really good run of defeating Armor Knights to gain experience. And yep, we're gonna get a coordinate check from Angel.
Here we go. Yeah, it'll be a second as he walks through all these barrier tiles and takes 15 damage per step. But there's level 12 for Artorious and more despair as he's not going to get the heal spell he is almost assuredly hoping for. But here we go. And the old man tells us, go and search 68 south, 13 east. So a little bit of walking. Unsure how walkable that is, to be honest, but it seems like we can walk south pretty good.
We'll see if Angel tries to count that right away and see if we can even walk to that location or if Angel's going to set out for some other exploration. Meanwhile, Artorious gets to the Staff of Rain Cave with the Silver Harp, so is going to do that trade-in. Oh, Angel's going to check the basement first and fill up on keys. Did we see the basement initially? I don't think so.
Yeah, he has not gone down yet, so this makes sense for him. He's went and spent all those keys. Going to come over here and we'll see if there's anything to note. We know it's not the mountain cave and we know it's not the staff cave, but a lot of other caves in play. Survey says it's our El Jerkarino. We'll get a rainbow drop from there in a bit.
I always love having the rainbow drop trade-in cave at the bottom of Tantasia like that before you have all of the items, because you know you're going to have to come back home, make that same walk all the way around, down into the basement to get your rainbow drop.
Yeah, well, and it won't punish him for not having picked up the staff yet. If, say, he's on this little walk, he gets the stones and token, he's not going to just randomly run into the rainbow drop out here. He knows he has to go back to home anyway. But mostly a straight walk south. He had to go around a little blip, but the east might become an issue here, as we do see that he's going to have to pick it up from the other side. We've seen the other side of this before. You just can't get there from here.
So should be able to landmark what one of those tiles is across the waterway. Saw a pause there as he was walking. That's assume what was happening.
And look at that! Double stop spell or double sleep fails on this stone man. Hits the double 1 and 8, and we'll go back home. Hopefully, he did make a marker.
Couldn't have happened to a more unlucky person. ic10as now hits level 13. This is our first look at 13. And there's the healing spells we're hiding at lucky 13.
Yeah, and wow, we got HP all the way up to 50. It starts with a 5 now, and that's amazing.
So we're on pace for a level 26 finish. Okay, cool.
All right, so this has been kind of interesting. While Angel's been doing all this work, Artorious has caught up in experience for the most part, and is he's starting to gear up a little bit here, getting his dragon scale. You never buy a dragon scale. There's a free one out there. Save your $20. But now the NPCs are controlling him in Brecconary. Yeah, the Brecconary shop not even once. But Angel's going to get all this done and still be pretty much equivalent experience with Artorious, but not have to do all the things that Artorious will eventually have to do. ic10as is going to be in a pretty decent spot. Don't play with wizards, though. They are made of fire.
I would have loved to have seen Artorious cast the return spell out of Brecconary.
Well, Angel must have counted the whole way. He is now doing a circular search. He was one step to the east here initially, so he's all over the place. Well, it didn't go exactly as planned here. Yeah, he hasn't gone to this side yet. Down 2 would be the original north-south he was on. Well, Axe Knight might not even let him check.
Somewhere out there, Tilo has a migraine with the non-perfect spiral search.
Yeah, this is definitely not a perfect spiral. He didn't heal or didn't have herbs, and yeah, that would have been one spot east of where he was, but I don't know. We'll see if he recounts as he comes down or not. Meanwhile, Artorious running around still. He's in the northeast or northwest corner trying to kill things. ic10as sitting in this desert still. Has not pressed out even with the healing. He does not like the 50 HP. I can understand it. It's there's too many DL2 enemies running around. Sharlock's abounding. You're getting good experience here. You have to get it eventually. And Edge kind of trying to maintain pace, but nothing's going to beat a dedicated grind on this zone outside of a dedicated grind on a spike that works for us.
Yeah, and with agility creeping up a little bit, it's not spectacular yet, but a little bit more agility here and there will help ic10as now with 53 agility. Reduce the number of ambushes, so the odds say, to make those fights even more likely to survive without getting ambushed by the Arbor Knights on the first strike.
Yeah, precisely. And Angel looked like he might decide to regrind here a little bit. Did go out and kill an Arbor Knight. Did give up on the count, at least for the time being. Obviously, we will be getting back into that at some point here soon. We'll herb back up, though, which is definitely necessary, although he doesn't know it, but healing will be coming in for 350 experience for him.
Big find here for Edge, being 2,000 experience behind ic10as in the bottom race. Edge finds Mountain Cave. If Edge can survive Mountain Cave, heal, you only have 22 HP. is going to get those keys, which will lead Edge to the sword and to potential gold grind and all the things that Angel has just done.
Precisely, and I'll be honest, you don't swing in that situation. You have 58 MP, no way to heal. Just hurt more things you can hurt more, because he is down to 1 herb, so he's only got 1 herb worth of healing right now.
Meanwhile, taking an analytical look at the top race, Angel and Artorious. Artorious has caught up on experience. It's about neck and neck with Angel FM within 100 or so, which is just a Hurtmore enemy. So I'd consider that about even experience. However, with Artorious not finding the mountain cave, doesn't get the Hurtmore down on the Axite, it's going to get sent home. But the big advantage with Angel having found Mountain Cave and having gotten keys has some more of that knowledge and exploration done that Artorious is going to have to pick up at some point. But at least Artorious is caught up on experience and about to hit level 13 between Angel and Artorious. Edge back in Mountain Cave.
Yeah, Edge getting chest 3 and 4 up there, does put on his Fire's Ring as well. Does survive through this Armor Knight. Meanwhile, ic10as finally sees Cole's going to get his heart finally. Does know where to turn that in. Angel recounting now. So he's coming down. He's going to most likely set him up. Instead of counting around, I think he just set up across the river here. But, you know, he definitely wants to count it the whole way.
Oh no, Edge takes a death before clearing the keys in the last chest in Mountain Cave, was only at 15 HP. I think Edge was low on herbs and was unable to heal all the way back up at this point, and being at level 12, doesn't have the healing spells. That is a bummer for Edge for not being able to clear that cave when it was found. That would have been an opportunity to catch up some ground here on ic10as.
Yeah, that's the duality of this game. We saw how it could go on Angel's side, and we saw how it usually goes on Edge's side. So, yeah, he got there and only had 2 herbs in the first place, so kind of stinks. Unfortunate for Edge to take that death. He has gold, and I'm kind of surprised he's not getting herbs, not having any healing. Wizard's going to send him back again, though.
Yeah, that low agility, no respect being able to run from the Wizard. Angel's trying the count again. Let's keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, ic10as is just a couple hundred experience away from level 14 last I saw.
Yep, and it was token on the cords, and it was 1 step east. The tile he died on to that Axe Knight was the tile that had the token. So gets back there, gets the token. We got 2/3 of the puzzle piece needed to build a rainbow, and just got to find the stones from his perspective. And everyone's still looking for some armor as well somewhere.
Yeah, we as viewers, we have not seen Tablet Cave or Stones Cave. Each have 1 chest. We haven't seen Garenham or Grave, or Hawksnest. So there's still quite a few checks outstanding.
Yeah, lots of options available here. There's a staff pickup for Edge. Went ahead and got that handled. We'll see which way Angel decides to go. It looks like he's going south again. Does have his healing. Artorious will have his healing here soon. Probably 1 or 2 more enemies, depending on what he runs into. ic10as is about to hit level 14. And Edge trying to do some things here, but the game sometimes doesn't want you to do some things. Still not out of this by any stretch, though, just because, you know, there's still things to find, to be quite honest.
ic10as popped into Cole and then left. Maybe thought about an equipment purchase or healing up. Gonna take down another Armor Knight, presuming that there's not another Hurtmore miss, and we'll hit level 14 here in a moment.
Yeah, I think he was going to top off and then realized how close he was to the level, decided to maybe come out and get the level, which he does. So level 14, bringing us 1 power, 0 agility, 14 hit points, 4 magic. So we're finally moving up a little bit here.
All right, so that's 64 maximum HP at level 14, where ic10as is at. So that's still below any range of being able to survive a DL2 breath attack from an enemy. So still pretty treacherous, but 64, you can survive some ambushes and some missed spells. So be curious if ic10as continues to grind or pushes out from here.
Yeah, meanwhile, Angel finds Grave. So we're going to get checks here real fast. We got an herb. We got our free Dragon Scale. I told you, save your $20. We got a Curse Belt.
So that's the second curse belt. Each curse belt represents an item on the search spot. We've seen 2 items on such search spots, so no new information there. And Angel is deciding to dive Grave at this point.
I mean, you're here, you might as well. I don't hate this at all. Artorious was actually getting into that same area Angel found this grave at, but gets ambushed by the DL2 Knight and gets sent home. Unfortunate there. But we'll see if we can get the rest of this grave solved from Angel's side. Get more knowledge for us, the viewer in the comms. But chest 4, we got some gold.
So if chest 5 in Grave is a dud as well, that probably puts a lot of emphasis on finding Garenham with those 3 chests.
Yeah, Garenham and Hawksness, definitely your spots. We obviously have our single chest caves standing out there, but yeah, you want to know what your spikes are as well, and we've not seen a location with a spike, but we know there's something in Hawksness.
Interesting. Okay, there's our full curse belt information. That something in Hawksness has to be one of our missing required items, either Stones of Sunlight or Erdrick's Armor. Watch Beta tell us that Erdrick's Armor is not a required item, but I say that because we've already found the Death Necklace and the Fairy Flute, so we know it's not going to be one of those 2 items in Hawksness. And Angel walks right into Garenham, another big find, so 3 chests in the back, and then a cave underneath. Let's see what we're going to find in here.
Yeah, decent odds that it'll be our swamp cave, but it obviously could not be. But yeah, these 3 checks is pretty big, knocking them off the list. Top right, we're getting another herb. Top left, we're getting a torch. I don't think we're picking it up. I think we'll leave it on the ground. We have given it up, and another torch. What a fantastic Garenham.
Checking the basement now. Underneath Garenham is Tablet Cave. 1 free chest.
All it takes is 1 chest. That's all it takes. 1 armor in here, or 1 stones that tells you armor's in Hawksness. And it completely revolutionizes the game from an Angel perspective. But, you know, I think we're getting a key instead. Oh no, even better, we get some wings.
I was just thinking, you know, we haven't seen wings in any treasure chest yet. Okay, so we're down to Hawksness and Stone's Cave, and then Sharlock. So the Stones of Sunlight can't be in Sharlock because you need them to get into Sharlock with the Rainbow Bridge. However, with standard flag set, Erdrick's Armor could be in Sharlock.
Well, we're having fun now. Angel finds a red dragon and gets hurt more immediately, and then is trying to heal more out of it. He's hoping for a lower roll on the hurt more, is my guess. So he's going to keep repeatedly heal more until he gets what he looking for. But the red dragon is not placating him, and second run attempt doesn't get punished. He's got a third run attempt coming at some point here. But what a epic battle of trying to run away.
You really hope to survive this fight with the time that you've put into it already.
Yeah, there you cue the Price is Right music. Yeah, that was a minute of our lives that we'll never get back if you're Angel FM. While that's been going on, Artorious got about a 500 XP point lead here. We got ic10as going to go pick up his Staff of Rain. Edge continuing to try and catch up on the XP piece. And we're slowly figuring it out from Angel's perspective. He's given us the most inside look of the seed so far, but still some information to solve for.
Edge is up to 26 deaths, really getting the business continuously with some of these enemies and these ambushes. Getting to level 13, which he's right on the cusp of, is going to be a big help to get those healing spells finally.
Yeah, the healing spells definitely very necessary. HP is still necessary as well, but as we noted, level 14 finally gets us into a tolerable range, not a 100% survivable range. As you noted, we can't even get out of a DL2 sweep from any of these enemies, but it's survivable for most enemies. Oh, Artorious gets in the mountain and immediately gets slept by a wolf lord, wakes up just in time to stay alive. Just going to herb up real fast. Is a little light on his MP right now, so going to herb up. Doesn't know the sadness that is the downstairs. We'll see if he can survive the chest 5, because we know that's where that key is.
Oh no, looks like we have a freeze stream there on ic10as side. He's been sitting on the same spot for a moment. Let's see if Artorious can survive the gauntlet here through Mountain Cave. Edge, I don't think, has been back to Mountain and cleared it, although might be going back now or soon, perhaps.
Yeah, it's only one check, so I can understand not maybe necessarily prioritizing that check at this point, because he got 4 of the 5 and he knows how scary that place is. And to be quite honest, at level 13, we're still not very survivable with some of those enemies we saw. So, we get a key over here for Artorious because he doesn't even realize there's enemies in this cave until after he gets it. Looks like ic10as may have just walked away for a minute because the stream's been live, and there he comes. He's moving again.
Aha, okay. Glad that the technology is still going for ic10as. Angel is fluting on the golem. I believe that's the first golem we've seen to use the flute and running some attacks, hoping for some good sleep luck there, staying asleep. 1 out of 3 chance every turn, and get that 350 experience.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have the attack power to be dealing with these guys. That's for sure. You just got to get a little bit of sleep luck on that flute, and he does manage to pull that one off after just 1 reflute and a heal more. We got a town here for Angel. We got another town and a cave. So, oh yeah, that's right. The rim chest as well. Would be fitting for the armor to be in the rim chest with with them being in the rim group.
Possibly the most often forgotten about chest in the game, and it's just gold. As the NPC gives Angel the block there for just a moment, trying to offset the NPC block Artorious had in Brecconary. Speaking of Artorious, Artorious takes the death out of Mountain Cave, is presumably going to be buying keys and doing the checks, might do the gold grind and get magic armor and silver shield as well. I know, being his co-op partner, Artorious does like the silver shield generally.
Oh baby, we got one of the ends of swamp. It was a 2/3 chance that was going to be a swamp with only stones outstanding as well. But here's Hoxness. This is a good grind. It's right next to the top off there, and we'll see what we're going to find on the spike. With our limited HP still not having hit 14, we'll heal real fast, and we don't want that.
Have we defeated a red dragon? I mean, you and I haven't. We're just sitting here yapping. But have any of our players defeated a red dragon? Have we seen whether they have a healing spell on the back end or not?
No, nobody's even remotely tried to do it. You're going to have to proc Hurtmore's like he's doing right now. First, you have to land the stop spell, which we've only seen 1 of 3 now. We've seen 2 of 4. But yeah, you got to proc the Hurtmore's and then swing when it does the Hurtmore. Should be a 3 or 4 shot depending on what we're rolling. I did miss his attack so far, but this red dragon is probably only 25% Hurtmore at the rate we're looking here, so he's just got to get lucky.
Fortunate to come in here on full resources. Well, I guess part of that is being fortunate. Part of that is there was a town right outside in Remoller, and Angel did heal up in that town, so was able to keep resources high. And underneath, we find the Stones of Sunlight.
All right. So we're down to only a 1 in 8 chance that the armor is in the overworld. We have the Stones Cave with our free chest somewhere out here, while there are 7 chests waiting for us inside of Sharlock. So Red Dragon a possible grind down the road, but we definitely want some more HP before we want to take on that.
Artorious is indeed doing the gold grind here in the Tantagel Treasury. ic10as took an unfortunate death from a dodgy Wraith Knight and is pushing some exploration.
Yeah, meanwhile, Angel going to try and get this golem and get level 14. Going to get a little bit more HP, but not the level that we're looking for. Yeah, the other three runners here, the bottom race still pretty wide open, all things considered. A little bit of that XP lead there for ic10as, who stayed on a very dedicated grind for a bit. But just the lack of locations as Edge does come across Rim. He's going to get keys the old-fashioned way, since Mountain 5 was not very nice to him. And he'll have a chance to pick up the stones out of Hawksness and find out about Swamp Cave.
That's a big find for Edge. I'm curious if Edge is going to try the Red Dragon in Hawksness at this point. Is a level behind Angel, where Angel was. And Edge has not cleared as many locations. So from Edge's perspective, Edge doesn't know that there is guaranteed to be an item on Hawksness. So a little bit different position here that Edge is in this location, and has not seen the Tantagel Treasury or the coordinates or any of that information.
Yeah, precisely. And you still gotta get really lucky for this Red Dragon to do the hurt morse like we saw with Angel to get it down right now, to be honest, and have knowledge that you are going to try that and get lucky with the stop spell even landing in the first place. So a lot of RNG involved in there. For the top race, we're going to see Angel probably start to spread this experience point lead out, while Artorious is starting to do some of these homework items that are necessary with the keys, but he did get his gear upgraded there. Angel finding a whole lot of nothing to the north of this location. It's possible we're going to have to go through the Swamp Cave to locate that cave, but it does seem like he does want to do so before checking into anything else.
Would you consider a very preemptive dive of Sharlock here at level 14 for Erdrick's armor?
Negative. I would not even remotely step into Sharlock knowing that we have two DL2 enemies and can't even survive a single DL2 hit regardless of level to hurt more Red Dragons. Now, I could be persuaded into grinding and just foregoing the Stones Cave and hoping I take my 7 out of 8 chance that it's 87.5% that you're getting armor in Sharlock. So, I've done it before. I would have no problem doing it again.
Yeah, I think getting up to 80 hit points, 80 to 90 hit points, or of course even 100, makes that much more justifiable than the 64 that we're sitting at level 14 already.
Well, lucky. ic10as is found the mountain cave, so if he can make it through here, he will finally be the last of our runners to get the keys. Is in good position with the HP that he's got, plus all the MP that he's carrying, so he's going to pick up his Fighter's Ring and Sadness from the left here. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the bottom race at this point is going to be dictated by how efficiently and luckily ic10as can complete all the exploration and homework because of the wide experience gap that ic10as has built over Edge. Edge is on a race to find everything that he needs and pick up on the 2,000 experience that he's fallen behind on ic10as.
And here we go. Angel going to the north coast and west after going through Swamp is going to find that last cave. Unsure if we check for a spike yet, but this is going to give us all the info.
Edge just found it on the bottom right screen, and it was wings, which Angel also finds. So Edge was the first to Stone's Cave, Angel immediately behind, and we have confirmed Erdrick's armor is in Sharlock.
Well, this is pretty fun. There's it's never fun to have Erdrick's armor in Sharlock if you're a runner. From our perspective, it'll be a lot more fun because there is extreme volatility in Sharlock, as we've been noting. Luckily for the runners, they're most likely all going to have Magic Armor Silver Shield going into there. We'll have to see how ic10as plays this, but everybody else with that info. Angel most assuredly going to go check this spike real fast and give us that knowledge. We know that Red Dragon with Hurtmore in Hawksness just outside of here, but on the spike in here, it's an Armor Knight.
That might not be a bad grind given how much power we have, because we're all at swing and Hurtmore there with Erdrick's sword. At least until you can build up enough hit points to have more survivability on the Red Dragon.
ic10as just short of level 15, but Angel going to go ahead and play this Armor Knight. I mean, It's a little sketch, especially if you get ambushed, but otherwise a swing hurt more strat with 139 attack, not too shabby right now.
It looks like ic10as is trying to take a death here out of Mountain Cave. The one difference of getting your keys from Rimalder than getting them down here in Mountain is we just saw Edge go back home and clear the treasury, but because Edge had not taken the death with clearing the chests in the caves, had not initiated the chest glitch, and did not have the gold grind available.
Yeah, that's fair. What'll work for Edge, though, he does still have to do the grave, so he can take it out of the grave instead of out of Mountain. Yeah, Grandpa Simpson's the jerk cave there. Meanwhile, ic10as is going to go get his keys, and we'll see how he plays this. Almost assuredly, I would say he'll grind, even though we're nearing the hour mark. Gear is still important, but this bottom race still wide open. A little bit of an XP gap here, 2,300 exactly, but it's knowledge between the two, and who completes that knowledge and then gets into a grind sooner that's going to really tell the tale of the tape there. The top, Artorious going to have a few things go right, because Angel continuing this grind here and that's all he's got to do. He knows all the information at this point, so he's just got to grind, and he'll be right into Charlotte.
So Artorious is missing, in comparing the two there, Artorious is missing the Stones of Sunlight, which was from Hawksness?
That's correct. Stones of Sunlight from Hawksness beneath that red dragon. So not a free pickup here, even at level 14. So maybe it might even behoove some people to go grind that Armor Knight for a minute until it's a little safer, and then go in there and try and get it. But the chance at getting armor, because they don't have all the other knowledge yet, is pretty high as well. So you may want to try it. But here comes the gold for ic10as as expected. Angel going to pivot to the red dragon just shy of level 15, or decides, I don't want to do that, and now he's going somewhere.
Somewhere indeed. Artorious filling up on keys in the back of Rimalder. We'll see if Artorious takes down the red in Hawksness here shortly.
Yeah, Angel understands. Yeah, it's like he's understanding he only needs 3 swings almost every time. Doesn't even bother with a stop spell and takes out that red.
I like that. You got to be efficient. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we're done counting. So 4, 5, 6, 7 was that last level for Angel. 6 HP gain gets us up to 70.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So we're surviving all but 3 DL2 blows right now without the armor. But yeah, we'll see how he plays this. I mean, we got a repeatable red dragon spike. Up here we have reds and golems. The golem, if you put the flute on it and it stays asleep, it's a pretty thing. But it looks like he's going to come back down. Which, yeah, he's pivoting over to the red.
Artorious has landed 2 swings on the red dragon. I didn't see a stop spell attempt, but I might have missed it. We haven't seen a hurt more out of the red dragon, so it's been irrelevant up to this point. Doing the same thing, strategizing, looking for a low swing, like that one there. The third swing was not enough to bring down the red, is going to have to heal. And heal again. It's just a matter of time with a big bank of MP.
Yeah, it is interesting watching the red dragon battles up top, and gets through it. There's a stones getting picked up right now. Angel gets red dragon on the way to the spike, so there's reds in the zone, which is always funny. Magic Wyvern does not sleep Angel, so he'll not get punished for having the 2-shot here. But more red dragons will fight on Angel's side. But as we saw, still a little sketchy. He had to double heal more a couple times through there to get through. ic10as is going to get his cords here in a sec. Oh, and look at Edge. Doesn't bother buying a Dragon Scale. Knows he can save $20 and get a free one somewhere. Gets his free Dragon Scale, equips it immediately. He's in grave. We'll almost assuredly see a dive from him, and this will nearly shore up his knowledge. Only thing I'm trying to remember, has he seen Garenham yet?
I thought so. I thought he saw Garenham, but I could be wrong.
No, that's right. Garenham's just northeast of here. But he was going to go dive and then just hits outside. So he's got 2 chests down there. He's going to leave, but he will find the ham right now.
We know that that is the correct decision. And with full knowledge, we know that there is nothing valuable in diving graves. So if Edge continues to checks here and for some reason bypasses Deep Grave and commits to Armor and Sharlock, I'm not sure if he would be in a position to do that, but that would be a potential. Again, save a couple of minutes here against ic10as. ic10as doing the coordinates count as well. you see the pause there on the break and identifying the landmark. Meanwhile, Artorious finds Stone's Cave, sees the wings, gets that piece of knowledge. Does Artorious now have full knowledge?
And that's, I'll be honest, that's one of the hardest things about doing a quad is just trying to remember what everyone has seen can be a struggle here. So I'm not 100% at this point. Chat may be able to help us if they happen to have seen it. Angel playing with fire here, trying to ensure a 3-shot gets through with no resources left. Level 16 incoming.
Level 16 gets us 0, 2, 11, 2.
Well, we keep taking steps in the right direction on that HP counter, and we'll most likely be seeing more red dragons. I probably still don't want to dive a Sharlock right now with 81 max, but we can at least survive things at this point. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. He's still got to do his exchanges. He knows where those items are located. ic10as moving towards the token. One more step. Oh, go. I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, it was one down. Okay, there we go. Token for ic10as.
So neither of the bottom players have taken down the Red Dragon and Hawksis to get the stones, so that's still outstanding. Otherwise, Edge, even though it seems like it's been behind most of the race, is only missing out on Erdrick's token compared to ic10as, along with a bunch of experience. So anything can happen there. I'm curious, would Angel perhaps keep grinding and commit to a 1 Sharlock dive for armor if we are a couple of levels away, let's say, and we get like 120 magic? Because the biggest challenge of diving for Erdrick's armor and Sharlock in particular, and making that a 1 dive to finish the game and get Erdrick's armor, is all of those barrier tiles on the top floor and all the damage you take, and you essentially lose a heal more out of the gate. But if you've got 15, 16 heal mores in the tank and otherwise good stats to sacrifice a heal more, you might consider making it a 1 dive and not double diving here. Just commit to grinding on the red.
Yeah, and that's what's great about the setup we have right now is everything you said's on the table, and I could see any combination of any of that being done. Overgrind to try and make it an easy dive. Volatility in Sharlock without the armor, running into, you know, the DL2 wizards, DL2 green dragons that are ambushing you and breathing on you. We're getting coordinates from Edge. We're getting Grave from ic10as to answer a question in chat. I think Artorious has not seen the Grave yet, but now I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure I haven't seen him do that yet, or he would have definitely dove that all the way.
That's what I'm thinking. I think Artorious has Grave outstanding and possibly Tablet Cave outstanding.
And while that search for Artorious continues, we just see this experience gained by Angel just climbing like crazy. He's almost doubled him up. We're 2 red dragons away from level 17, and when experience comes at 350 a pop, it's going up fast.
Wow, when they were around 4,000 experience, Angel and Artorious, they were neck and neck right around 4,000 experience, and then Angel, having completed the exploration and knows the path to the finish line here, has been able to just commit and grind. That's where you see these XP leads just balloon out of control like this, when a person can just sit on a grind and get 350 experience every shot, and the other person's kind of wandering the map and finding wolves in such cases.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, that's the tail of the tape up top. Angel found a vastly superior, and that's a level right there. That was something 10, 20, and I think we got to go try things. Yeah, he's immediately wins him. So we're gonna see how this plays out. 146 attack power at level 17. That's amazing.
70 agility, 101 hit points. That is still potentially volatile, but we haven't seen Sharlock enemies with wombo combo. It's certainly doable, and I think a single dive is doable. 146 attack power. You only need to get into the Dragon Lord with what, 8, 9 heal mores or less.
Yeah,
someone do the math.
It could even work with 7. I would prefer 8 here, but even 7 would probably work if you roll high. That's the only bad thing about high attack powers is some of those numbers look really nice, but some of those numbers are still pretty low at the end of the day. So we'll see how this goes. 11 to 23 is a range that exists in this game. So if he gets down there with at least 7, I think he's trying.
Yeah, that's the big trick with high attack power seeds like this, is the deviation of the swings is wild. If you get unlucky in a couple of swings, and let's say you just get a couple of min rolls instead of max rolls, that's 30-40 damage difference on the Dragon Lord and could completely change how the outcome of the fight goes, rather than a low attack power situation where even though you're dealing less damage, the range and the volatility is much lower. You're more confident in what you would expect to get out of the fight.
Yeah, and things like this, not what we're wanting to see, because this is exactly the type of enemy that's going to eat up your resources, because our HP is still fairly low at the end of the day, and we're going to get mercy rolled by this red dragon. So, we still got to finish out the turn-ins here on his end. But definitely in a sizable advantage, as Artorious did find Grave and is wrapping that up now. We have a general sense of what he's got to do next, but the main thing he's got to do is go kill a lot of red dragons, to be quite honest. But what I was going to say before, tail of the tape up top, Angel versus Artorious. Angel found the superior grind, and then honestly found the locations much quicker, and that's all you got to do is find the best grind and not mess up exploration. So when you do that, you're going to have a good advantage. Meanwhile, on the bottom, ic10as is definitely heavily grinded through the early game into the early mid game, and now we have Stoneman with DL2, so that's 3 enemies in Sharlock with DL2 potential.
That could make a single dive quite dangerous, depending on what that zone mix is. And the run luck and the ambush luck. Edge is doing the coordinates count, tiptoeing over to the east side in the direction to loop around and connect. So if Edge is able to nail this count, will be equal on required items with his opponent ic10as. Remember, 2 independent races taking place. The top race, Angel FM versus Artorious 308. The bottom race, ic10as versus Edge. 4 players, 2 races running the same seed.
Yeah, buddy. Unfortunate for Edge. I have no clue where he's at, but he's definitely nowhere near the cords right now. We know they were right across the bridge. They were where there was some swamp, but this whole map has swamp. So I'm not sure exactly where he's at in relation to that bridge, but he is definitely most likely too far south.
Artorious finding Garanham with tablets, so Artorious is going to catch up on the checks and information. Oh, how long is Edge going to be searching here?
And look at this, like even just trying to get into Sharlock, we had Armor Knight and Red Dragons in the zone, catches a couple strays on the way in, but Rainbow down for Angel, and at hour 12, we're into Sharlock. Let's see how this goes.
Single dive finish is on the table for Angel, has a couple of heal mores to spare. Gonna be very volatile.
All right, well, we'll take a Golem as a first enemy here. Getting into the tiles here, he's gonna burn through his herbs, which I can understand as well. Use your resources. That's one of the biggest things I see people never do is they're so afraid to use herbs. Use your herbs. You bought them for a reason.
Yeah, walking through the barrier tiles without Erdrick's armor, you're going to go down to heal more and at least 2 herbs in most cases.
Yeah, buddy, he is going to have some heal walking. Let's remember, he does have the magic armor, so he has got some level of heal walking. He's also got some level of hero walking because all we saw in the top zone was 2 golems. That is absolutely insanity.
Of course, all the stone men and the wizards with the DL2 breath hiding from Angel. Just assuming that's going to be the case. Saw a harmless Star Wyvern, got away. Edge still trying to come back and try the coordinates count. Let's see if Edge gets closer this time. ic10as wandering the map. ic10as needs to find Hawksness. That's the last piece that ic10as needs to get the Stones of Sunlight.
And tries to swing through a knight. I'm pretty sure he's seen that DL2 before. Yeah, Edge must have picked up off of a position that is inaccurate because he's still way too south. So he's just given ic10as all that time to go find that location that has the swamp cave. Yeah, so if ic10as hasn't seen Hawks, that means he hasn't seen Rim, he hasn't seen the swamp cave or Stones cave. So yeah, he's got a few locations. They're all right there together, one of them being through the swamp. But here we go, zone 3 finally giving us a little bit of a challenge on Angel's side. We see an armor knight, but still doing really good. One more dark 4 to go, and then we shall see the light. Oh yeah, we're a little late here, but get your guesses in chat. Which location is this going to be? 50, 100, 152, 250, 300, or back up the judges table? Oh baby, give us the vanilla bottom zone here. Give us that DL2 wizard and stone man to go with this armor knight and red dragon.
DK rooting for all of the suffering. Angel a few steps away from checking the treasury.
That's 70 agility doing some work though. It's right on the ooh, DL2 green dragon. I'll allow as a substitute here. I'll allow that as a substitute. And there it is, right there.
Burns a second, heal more.
This is ugly now. Yeah, we're having to burn through, and gets a regular physical, gets away. We're still okay to go here. If we can get this stuff, but an ambush hurt more by the red now.
Oh, the green dragons have shown themselves to be the difference maker potentially. Clearing the chests.
There's nothing here. Come on, baby, give it to us. It's back upstairs.
Judges table wins tonight.
And note to runners in this race that may be watching this sooner, I absolutely am taking great joy in watching this. That wasn't just a commentator. That is peak DK, the viewer, really, really enjoying this.
I don't think we've seen the last of the entertainment here, DK. We've got a lot to go. You have to explore this again. Who knows how many times this bottom floor.
Yeah, and for Angel's side, he still has an outside chance at making this a single dive, but I think this red dragon encounter may. There's another attack. This will officially go ahead and call it. I think he'll almost assuredly outside and top off at this point, which, good attempt on him trying to get down here. This bottom zone, in all seriousness, is terrible. And honestly, the RNG of all those hero walking and minimal encounters up top, finally we're catching up there.
It balances out eventually. Meanwhile, on the other side of that race, Artorious has hit level 15. Correct me if I'm wrong, DK. Was level 15 the point at which Angel switched over to the Red Dragon, or was that level 16? Because Artorious is sticking on the Armored.
He was he hit the red at 14, left just shy of 15, and then went up and killed a red dragon in the desert and killed a golem right after and went right back in. So basically from 14 on. So this will also be a big difference maker for Artorious. He's definitely not as efficient on the grinding as Angel was. Meanwhile, on the bottom race here, which it's still wide open, we have a 3,000 XP gap between left and right, but ic10as did find the locations he needs to find. So he has just got the rim. We'll see the stones coming out of Hawks. We'll see how he wants to play the Stones Cave, which we know is on the other side of Swamp, because it's his last outstanding location, but there is a bunch of emptiness on this initial continent north of here, so he's still got some time to go find all that stuff that Edge has already seen. and Edge is trying to go do Mountain 5 right now, and I think he'll have information on where he needs to go. He's just got to, unfortunately, he's got to do that count again and get the token done, and then he's got to go get the stones from the Hawksness type that he doesn't know exists.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for Edge at this point is if Edge incorrectly noted down the coordinates, which seems like was the case, seeing that Edge was searching the wrong area twice in a row. I feel like Edge probably got the coordinates written down incorrectly. Edge is going to need to get that corrected to get Erdrick's token and proceed at some point, which will probably require a revisit to Cantlin and get that information. Meanwhile, ic10as is going to be grind and go, assuming that he can get through the Red Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, he just killed one Red Dragon on the way over here. He keeps stop spelling them. I think that's the difference between somebody that's not as experienced as an Angel FM. Angel identified at level 13, I think it was, maybe 14, that while they have hurt more and it's obnoxious, you don't want to get hit by it, you can tank those. And he absolutely just took them and saved himself the hassle and the grief of trying to stop spell and just heal more through on the back end, and it truly proved to be a lot more efficient. Just overwhelming amounts of attack you have to think about from the game perspective. So, but it looks like he ultimately didn't get a stop spell down here for ic10as and is kind of just swinging through. So hopefully he maintains with that. But he's on his way to 17 and on his way to stones.
Angel visits the Coal Herb Shop, isn't punished by the NPCs back there to stop up on herbs. Presumably going to stay at the inn and go for the finish.
Yeah, and I was curious about the herbs as well. I probably would have passed on them as well. I see chat talking about that. But this is one of those situations, you don't get the herbs, the game just ultimately will completely punish you. You get them, you absolutely never needed them. I liked what Angel's trying here, because the first time he came across the top, he got Armor Knighted and Red Dragon. So he's going to try and walk around the bottom, hoping he switches zones and gets out of there. And right now, he's swinging through this Red Dragon.
Artorious goes back and continues to grind the Armor Knight under Swamp Cave.
Yeah, it's experience. It's been slow for him. It's steady, but yeah, he would have to still have something go wrong with Angel's dive here, and then guess on a gamble on armor at Judge's table and channel his full inner Tilo and go there first in order to get back in. Angel's still got quite a bit of time because his Armor Knight it's given 172 a pop, but it is slow and steady goes the race for him. On this bottom race, we got ic10as going to find that Stones Cave. So this will be full knowledge for him. He will have information that Sherlock has our armor, and we'll see how he decides to play this end game. We know he's just a level away from what should be go. Edge still 3 levels away from that, is still trying to wrap up all of his information. He's got a dive grave now, and that's exactly where he just walked into.
I'm curious if anyone will be able to get as far as surviving the check downstairs and clearing Judge's table to be able to at least attempt a single dive finish and get back down to the basement and be in a better position to handle the DL2 breath from those enemies.
I mean, it's definitely a possibility. It's I mean, Angel did get a pretty brutal run of enemies on that bottom zone on his first dive between the Armor Knights and the Red Dragons, and we are into that zone right now. Starting out with the Green Dragon though. Green Dragons with the DL2 still stink, but not as much now that we can tank that a little bit with the reduction the armor gives us.
Yeah, Erdrick's armor reducing that DL2 breath damage from 65 to 72 down to 42 to 48. Much more easy to manage.
And from ic10as spot, I'm not sure what he's looking for now. Because I thought he had seen everything with those checks there. But maybe he didn't find something. I'm honestly, I'm not sure what he wouldn't have seen. Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Did he go northeast from Hawksness and see Garenham? He might have just overlooked that and got straight to the swamp. Everybody else just naturally went right into it. It was like 2 tiles off screen. So yeah, that could definitely be the case. He would have to get back through and just walk a little bit up, and he'll see it, or east rather.
That's what I was thinking, that ic10as missed Garenham. Meanwhile, Artorious, now at level 16, is switching over to the Red Dragon grind.
Yeah, so he's just 7 Red Dragons away from this level. Meanwhile, Angel on the bottom floor here is getting hit up by a few of these red enemies. Decent run luck so far. Overall, in a very, very fantastic position to be able to take this W up top. But still got to get through a spike tile.
DK, you spoke too soon. Immediately starts, okay, got away there. These green dragons could completely swing things, but yeah, he still does have a couple of heal mores to spare, and even a heal with the MP total at that point. So 12 heal mores still sitting. As we see, the Sharlock spike is the green dragon.
Yeah, Green Dragon, a little nerfed. Of course, it gets out of Dragon Lord Breath just for good measure there, and is through the spike there. It's going to use that last bonus heal, probably chuck down the rest of his herbs here, or a couple of them. And then we're into this Dragon Lord overwhelming favorites here. He can be bodied for a max of 49 on a physical from DL2, but barring a miss menu, this is all over but the shouting up top. The focus will, after this fight, will turn downstairs. Here's Edge checking these chords again to see if he may have written them down. 68 south, 13 east, Edge.
Stop spell from DL1, enters the DL2 fight with 101 HP. Gets back attacked, that's no problem.
Yeah, look at that. Starting with a nice casual 20. Yeah, you don't want to overwhelm it too early here. We're up to 38 after 2 swings, so I think it's at this point, get your guesses in chat. How many heal mores will be remaining for Angel FM up top as he goes through this Dragon Lord fight? Well, that 12 brings us up to 850 on the nose. That takes us to 70, another 20. Looks like, 92. You love to see it. 22, 1 off the max. Just roll high. That's all you have to do. 108. And could be done in 3 swings. Could be done in 3 swings. We'll see what happens here. Ooh, that's a little low roll there. 120. Still can be done in 2 swings, though. 120 to 141. Will he do it on the next swing? Will he do it on the next swing? We can cover a decent amount of the range here, depending. 157 is enough. Look at that. Easy money for Angel FM. Get some GGs out in chat. He will take the victory over Artorious 308 tonight and stay perfect on his group stage action.
Your classic Angel FM race. Get a good early grind, get some solid exploration done, stay alive, narrow down what you need to find, sit on the perfect spike grind, moving from one to the other at the optimal point of efficiency, and go for a single dive finish. Doesn't quite work out, get down there and take care of business one more time.
Yeah, buddy. Meanwhile, on the bottom race here, we had a little bit of action here. Edge did manage to get his token off the cords. ic10as must not have done a deep grave dive, is now diving grave. So he's going to then definitely get his knowledge here, hopefully. Diving grave. Edge takes a death to the Armor Knight, though. That was in the Swamp Spike. Unsure where he's going to want to go. He does need to get the Hawksness to do that spike to get the stones. Oh, ic10as skipping chest 4 going to 5. He must have ran into something in here that killed him. That's one of the bad things about the quads. Hard to keep up with everybody. Artorious absolutely getting trolled by this green guy in Cole, though. That Cole guy is something else sometimes. He's funny.
Got a lot of room to roam in that item shop and wants to stick right in that entrance where you can't pass. Artorious got trolled by the Brecconary NPC item shop as well. So last chest cleared at the bottom of gray for ic10as. That should be all information now for ic10as to have narrowed down that Erdrick's armor is in Sharlock. Gonna see what ic10as does next.
Yeah, hopefully. I think that might have been it. I know there was some discussion on maybe a Garenham search, but not sure if he saw that or not at this point. Everything's muddled. He is super close to 17, so expect that here momentarily, and then yeah, just give it a third swing there. You're golden. Look at that. He did see. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. See, chat. That's why we got chat. Chat sees everything. So yeah, he's got the full knowledge. Where he wants to go grind is up to him. But it does look like it's he's a top off first.
Artorious hit level 17, is trading in for the rainbow drop. Now, I assume Artorious was watching the race room and saw that Angel has finished, but knows that there is a quadcast here as well and might still be going, or just out of spite and pride, going to try to finish this off. Has to clear Sharlock and pick up Erdrick's armor, whether that could be done in one attempt or if it's going to be forced to be done in 2 attempts like we saw out of Angel. We'll find out shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. And Angel, having some mic issues, will be joining us in chat. So if you have any questions, chat out there for him on this race, just throw them in there. He'll read them when he gets here. He might already even be hiding out there.
ic10as heading into Hawksness here for the Red Dragon grind. We know that one Red Dragon will get ic10as to level 17, and we all feel that that is the point to attempt the dive for Sharlock. We'll see if ic10as agrees.
Yeah, into the grind, 1 level. He's going to get all these stats here. I will assume we'll see this in a moment. Immediate return. Yeah, he knew exactly where he was. Meanwhile, Artorious into round 1 of Sharlock. We'll see how this treats him. You know, running from a golem, impossible. And there it is again. Yeah, sometimes the golems let you run, sometimes they never let you run. And that's already 2 hits from a golem. Beats the 2 hits from the Armor Knight and Red Dragon that Angel ran into on the way into Sharlock on his first dive. ic10as is going to go get his rainbow, and Edge, the only one that got keys the natural way and not backdoored into the gold grind, is going to upgrade to a half plate before he finishes his grinding and gets the armor out of Sharlock.
Yeah, that's the other difference with Edge with the gear. If Edge is in a position to, we see, go into Sharlock, will be without magic armor, which will, the biggest difference being not have that 1 healing of HP every 4 steps, which doesn't sound like a lot, but over the course of an entire Sharlock, that's a lot of HP to get back for free.
Yeah, absolutely. So now Artorious not even going to deal with the golem. He's gonna unfortunately flute every single one of these fools. ic10as coming over here to top off, as our other runners up top have. Yeah, GG's to Angel in chat there. I gave them a heads up you would be joining us in chat. My only question for you, Angel, is how did you feel with Sharlock going so easy breezy through zone 1 and 2, and then zone 3 just really stuck it to you on that first dive, especially? That's awesome. Now, and I hope you watch, if nothing else, watch back my commentary from that section, because oh my god, I was enjoying every second of that, every last second. And the golem, going to ic10as dirty as well. Unsure if he has any inkling on trying to do this in a single dive, or if he is just up front, just assuming he's going to do it in 2 dives. We'll see how he plays this out. Not trying to heal as of yet, though. And Artorious still fluting all these golems. He is not messing around. ic10as blocked again by a golem. Gets a 3rd one, and finally gets away. Holy cow, all the golems are showing up.
Every step. Oh, there's green dragons on the first zone as well.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You know, I like learning stuff that's new. It's like, oh, that is a thing that exists, evidently.
That's incredible. Just incredible.
All right, ic10as has to get yelled at. He doesn't have the armor, and he walked down the middle there, took an extra 15 damage for no reason. Gotta walk either left or right, preferably left. You know, weird people will walk right, but it's still better than walking in the middle. Yeah, up top on Artorious has opted to go for the 6 out of 7 chance of the Sharlock Treasury. We know the Sharlock Treasury only brings sadness and disappointment. We'll see how that goes. He was in good position, but so was Angel when he got to Zone 3, and then Zone 3 is Zone 3. But we're going to see some light here in a moment. He's going to bust out another heal more there. You love to see the green dragons. That's real fun. Zone 2 for ic10as. In a good position here, even if he does have to double dip this Sharlock to take this win down here. Just Edge, unfortunately, having some issues getting going initially. Then just languished behind. The big thing for ic10as was the dedicated grind. He sat in that same zone Angel did, just a little later than Angel, and just grinded until he had somewhat survivable stats and healing, and then kept grinding, and then finally pressed out to do the rest of the stuff. So he was just a little more survivable on the overworld, I would say, versus Edge.
Yeah, and you see the difference with that patience. Even though ic10as did have a little bit of bad luck and inefficiency in the exploration, was kind of late to finishing off the Grave and Garenham and those locations, able to repel and safely walk the map instead of just taking death after death, made quite the difference there, if building up to get that survivable HP. And Artorious gets the bad news that has to climb back out to Judge's table. It's at 85 MP, so in a perfect scenario, a single dive might still be on the table, as ic10as at the bottom there is rounding the U floor.
Yeah, he's gonna have to burn another heal more here, but if he can get up there and back down, I mean, we know we're still positive on heal mores right now, so we still have a chance. ic10as doing the exact same thing. Can't blame any of these people for going to the treasury first. That's the play 99% of runners will make every single time. The red dragons are going to red dragon you here, though. That's just the nature of the beast. For ic10as, though, he's playing with fire. He is in DL2 range, and we know that green dragon's down here. Use that herb. Thank you. That makes me feel so much better now. You don't want to not get the armor. The armor is an absolute requirement on this dive. You give up the dive and use your resources to get this armor. You can't risk not getting armor.
100%. Sure, it's ideal to get this all in one dive, but if it's even in question, just set that aside, get the armor, get out, reset, and do it again.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the bottom right, Edge did go grind the red dragon and Hawks in this. Took a risky swing and got bodied, and we'll see if he decides to go back there or not. But that's been kind of the seed as a whole. That's the seed in a nutshell for Edge. The odds on him getting hit as high as he was, not super high, but I mean, as we note, he's only got 57 defense just because he's lacking the silver. He's only got half plate, so he's not in the same position these other runners were with that low HP red dragon grind.
Well, Artorious appears to have gotten the armor out of Judge's table. Cast outside is going to refill and finish off in one more dive attempt. We know that for the competitive nature of the race and the tournament, Artorious is down on this one, but is going to try to finish off the seed. ic10as, however, this bottom race is still happening. Let's see. ic10as looking. He did get the armor, it appears, as walking back up, right? Am I got that correct?
Yep, he just picked up the armor. He's got 12 heal mores plus a bonus heal. In a very good position to be able to try and pull off a single dive here. And I think from Artorious' perspective, you just hit outside with the 9 heal mores. You can, unless you want to just try and make it work. He already knows most likely that the race is over. So from his perspective, so you might as well just try and make this a winning dive. But we'll see how Zone 3 treats ic10as round 2, because it is not a free zone by any stretch of the imagination.
It is not. Just comparing where ic10as is compared to Edge, with Edge still needing to gain quite a bit of experience and do trade-ins. Even if ic10as isn't able to get this done on this dive, should still be in good position, but it will certainly make it tighter if there has to take a death here out of Sharlock.
Yeah, and Edge teaching us something down there on this Blue Dragon. It had heal more. So we learned that Blue Dragons have heal more to go with our Stonemen, Green Dragons, and Wizards that had DL2, and the Red Dragon that had hurt more from our Sharlock eligible enemy pool.
Pretty smooth walk in the basement for ic10as until this Red Dragon. First run attempt successful, no problem. Mercy rule, yeah. Who needs that?
Yeah, easy money. Yeah, if we were like 82 agility, we'd be mercy ruling every one of these Red Dragons. Luckily, we're still low enough agility where it's not too terrible. Green Dragon going to do him just like Angel, get him a DL2 breath, but you know what? We'll take it. Let's see if he remembers his bonus heal. Even I forget my bonus heal every once in a while. Nicely done. Uses his bonus heal. If he has any herbs, I would have loved to have seen an herb there, though.
There's the one herb. I believe it was picked up down in the Sharlock Treasury. Yeah, if anyone is unfamiliar with the Mercy Rule DK and I are referencing, new flag in the last year of the randomizer is there is a guaranteed run on the 4th attempt of running from an enemy, no matter what the enemy, no matter what the agility.
Exactly. And ic10as, don't overthink this. No. You don't. Heal walking, I can get down with heal walking every once in a while. You don't heal walk in a zone with Red Dragons, Armor Knights, DL2, Green Dragons. You have so many bonus MP right now. Just use a heal more, go into this fight, and just destroy this dragon. And look at that, he does a 51, gets stop spelled, does a 46. We're in a 2-shot DL1, moving to the Dragon Lord 2 phase. Let's see. Does he get first action? He doesn't, so he will be starting with the heal more. Not a big concern. Oh no! It low rolls the heck out of him. He'll still get an opener.
ic10as not getting punished for heal walking whatsoever. This has worked out very well.
Yeah, I wanna refund on my game. I didn't know you were allowed to heal walk without being punished at least once. Well, ic10as, I think he's done all 13 so far, if I'm not mistaken. But still in an extraordinarily great position here to be able to take this on. Yep, 313. So we're at 39. Oh, look, we got off the 13 train. We're up to 50. So, we're a full swing behind Angel getting to 50. But that's okay. We still got plenty of time here. Plenty of time. Oh, there we go. All's well with the horse. 63.
Should still be okay, but it's getting a little hairy if we can't get out of the 11 to 13 range. 17's better.
Yeah, there we go. Up to 80. We're over halfway there. We know it's in the 150s. So there we go. There's a moderately okay swing. All right, so 99, 99. Maybe he'll even get one of those 20s. I think Angel had 3 or 4 swings in the 20s. 99, 117. Yeah, we're smooth sailing now, guys. It's going to make us work for it, though. 129. Edge, meanwhile, takes another death to a Red Dragon, I noticed, while that was going on out of the corner of my eye. Poor Edge just not having a fun time right now. 144 over here for ic10as. Artorious has been able to get to the Dragon Lord and will be called a fool here. And that'll do it for ic10as. Get some GGs out in chat. Going to take the win down there. And with that win, moves to 1-3. And I think if I read the scores correctly for everybody, I think every single person in this tournament has won at least one group race, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that's the case. That's great to see. You know, the competitive aspect of the tournament. This is really just an excuse for all of us to get together and play a bunch of Dragon Warrior and have fun and chat and on these broadcasts. But it's cool to see everyone get at least one victory in the race, and anything can happen in these. There's a lot of RNG luck and a lot of tight races that we've seen, but good to see ic10as get a win in the column. I believe Edge is going to be given a DNF forfeit, seeing ic10as finish and being quite a bit behind likely here in getting the finish.
Yeah, Edge did go ahead and throw in the towel. So get some GGs out in chat for Edge. Edge definitely, I mean, you can see it by that death counter. Edge definitely got the bad end of the seed. A few things, obviously we had some self-inflicted stuff with the cords and such, but the RNG, definitely not an Edge fan tonight. Meanwhile, Artorious went into this fight with 13 Hail Wars, unless he really does something stupid. Should be 1 or 2 swings away, most likely at this point.
I'm immediately recalling all the stupid things that have happened in our co-op games on the Dragon Lord, mismenuing some hurt mores here and there that actually land. Never know what's going to happen in a DL2 fight with Artorious.
And I think he's got to be 1 swing away. Let's see if he's been counting or not. He'll use 1 more heal more. Should get it down and get his Dragon Lord wrapped up. But we were joined by Edge. GG Edge, the game just had it out for you tonight. How you doing?
Had it out is an understatement, I think, at this point. I'm very glad that my audio was not here, because there are multiple points where I'm just like, I don't know what else to say at this point. Like, the biggest problem is when I took down my coordinates, I think my brain saw 13 and 68 and mixed the 3 and the 8, and I went 38 east. And when I finally went back and looked at it, I was like, oh no.
That, because I was like, I have no clue where he's at, but I know it's nowhere near where the chords are. So I had to assume either you set a bad marker or, even worse, wrote the chords down. So yeah, like I said, a couple self-inflicted things definitely doesn't help, but when the game's got it out for you, you need everything else to go perfect, and it definitely, unfortunately, didn't. Those red dragons, especially in Hawks there towards the tail end, just did not want you to grind there.
Well, and the worst part is that it wasn't even a grind. I was just trying to get the stones off the search spot, and I could take out every other red dragon that I ran across in the overworld and inside of Hawksness. But as soon as it came to that one, he just wasn't letting it go.
That makes sense then. Yeah, because you were the only one of the 4 racers on stream that got keys the old-fashioned way out of Rim. Everybody else managed to do Mountain Cave and get the 5th chest, which was a key. Which led to them death warping out of there, getting a gold grind, and getting Silver Shield magic armor, where unfortunately on your end you didn't, and so you had that additional defense lack or thereof of defense for the majority of the race, and that was definitely a difference maker as well.
Oh yeah, and I definitely felt that. When I saw the magic key was that 5th chest, that was one of the points I just kind of threw my hands up. I was like, yep, that kind of figures. And again, finding Rim wasn't too terrible. There's just a bunch of pieces this race that just didn't feel good at all.
Completely understandable. And we're also joined by Artorious 308, was our second place finisher in the top race versus Angel FM. GG's to yourself there. And how are you feeling after that race?
Pretty much about where I thought I would be. It just way too many overworld deaths and not finding a good hurt more zone until I was in that very northwest corner. That was pretty nice, but no healing really hurts.
Yeah, he'll wait until level, what was it, 13 or 14 was kind of humorous from our perspective, probably not from your guys' perspective. I would say that was by far the biggest difference in your guys' race. Angel found a zone just outside of Cantlin, right near start. It did have Armor Knights, but it had Axe Knights, and he was hurt more and with impunity and just destroying the heck out of them. Every once in a while, the Axe Knight would get him because it didn't go down in one, or the Armor Knight would ambush and it would get him. But he was able to build a pretty substantial early lead on experience and just kind of rode it out from there.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think the only enemy I saw near Cantlin was that Armored Knight. So, yeah, unfortunately, never knew that a good zone existed there.
Yeah, I think good's a statement to make when you only have 30 and 40 something HP for quite a while there. It was tolerable because your death warps were fast, right? So I think that was the hugest piece with that one.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, pretty not too bad. I caught that most people were able to get through mountain, so that was good, except for edge there with the rim, which, yeah, that was a trek to try to get over there. So I feel for you there, Edge.
Yeah, getting back over there was once I finally got there and got keys and everything. I was like, I'll try to explore everything. I went on the other side of swamp and ended up losing out on resources, and I had to take the death warp back and seeing the things that were there. It just, like I said, this felt like a real rough seed, and there was not a whole lot I could do about it because, yeah, I didn't get the mountain grind that you guys did. I had a rough go at it, and I mean that's the nature of this randomizer sometimes.
Yeah, buddy. Truer words can't be said. The nature of this rando, indeed. Meanwhile, we are joined by ic10as, who was our victor in the bottom race here versus Edge. GG to you, sir. How are you feeling?
Hey DK, that was a bit of a slog. I did not feel good about it at all.
I can understand that. But you did a similar strategy to what we saw in our top race as well. You found a zone and stuck with it. You grinded and grinded and grinded to where you were slightly survivable because the HP just took for so long. The healing took so long to show up. And ultimately, I think that was that and go the right way. Which it may not have felt to you that you went the right way, but this map was a dumpster fire. Going the right way for the most part really worked for your advantage.
Yeah, it was very lots of different legs and arms, and it's like a spider type map. Yeah, you start in the main body. You got 8 different legs you can go. I found that zone outside of just north of Cantlin with all those nasty enemies relatively early, and I was able to get like 2 or 3 armored knight kills, and of course it would use up all my herbs, and I can only get 3 kills and I have to go back to Cantlin and refill. But it didn't seem reliable enough to me. Like anytime if a Hurtmore missed on an armored knight, I was just dead. If an armored knight back attacked me, I was just dead. So I didn't love that zone. But you said Angel ran this race at 126, and that's where he grinded, huh?
Yeah, he got there early and stayed. A lot of it did go his way. I won't lie, he got a lot of good one-shot Axe Knight kills and such through that grind. But the nice thing was, to be quite honest, if you died, it was a screen and a half north, so it wasn't a large time loss, and you just went back up there and tried it again.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point too. It was close by.
But other than that, low HP, no healing told late in the seed, and then of course we're gonna give 3 Sharlock enemies DL2, have Red Dragons and Armor Knights in the bottom zone, and throw armor at Judge's table. How did that feel?
That's how a seed where you start out with Hurtmore lasts for an hour 40 plus. That's the recipe.
Yeah, the early jet never took off. Hurtmore only did so much, so that was pretty fun. But I'll let Destiny. You got any questions for these guys?
I don't think so. Nothing specific. Well done, everyone, battling what turned out to be a more difficult seed than you would expect with an early Hurtmore getting that low HP, and armor and Sharlock is always a wrinkle. Anything that you guys want to each say as we go around here and wrap things up for the weekend?
I will say this. The thing I think that felt the worst in this was right at the very beginning with Hurt and Hurtmore and seeing the Rogue Scorpions. I was like, ooh, this is not terrible. This gets me a couple levels right off the get-go, and then getting back attacked by every single one. It felt so great.
I was lucky there. My Rogue Scorpions were cooperative, but I didn't see much of the DL2 breath on the. I saw it on the Wizard pretty early because I was grinding outside of Breckenary a little bit. But then like it seemed like 3 consecutive deaths were all to Sharlock enemies that I did not know had DL2. I lost to a green, and then I lost to a stone man, and then somebody else just like a knight maybe. That was just kind of funny to me that I never saw it on any of them. Then 3 straight deaths. Like, oh, apparently everybody had it, and I just took forever to see it.
Yeah, that was the nature of the seed just going out and getting, killed by an ability somewhere. So, but just going to say thank you everyone for putting this on. It's much appreciated. So thank you so much, comms, trackers, restreamer. Thank you.
And thank you, Artorious, as well as Edge, Angel FM, and ic10as. Great run tonight. We couldn't do it without all of our players here in the summer tournament. We are entering the fourth and final week of group play. We have some more races scheduled this week. We'll see where the final results of the groups continue to land and head towards the bracket stage as the top 24 players head into the elimination round of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer Tournament. We'll be raiding out here in just a moment to the Final Fantasy Randomizer channel, where they will be doing a reveal of their fall tournament flags. Let's see what's cooking over there in the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. DK, you want to take us home?
Yeah, absolutely. For our restreamer tonight, Tanuki Monster, our trackers, we had Value V and Shahali in the background pushing all them buttons, and my co-coms tonight, Destiny of a Dragon Warrior. I'm DK9146. Everybody, have a wonderful night and get ready for an exciting final week of group stage. Take care.